What keeps me motivated? What keeps me motivated is my drive. You know what I mean? I don't do nothing. If I'm not, if I'm gonna take the extra time out of my day to do something, I'm gonna give it my all. I want to be the best at it. I know bodybuilding is frowned upon and say you the best, you will be the best. I don't care. If I'm doing it, I'm going to give it my all because I want to be the best. I don't train on. I don't cheat on my diet. I don't care what it is. I'm not eating no extra gram of peanut butter. I ain't taking no sipping no diet. I don't even drink soda. You know, you see dudes drinking diet soda. To me, that's weak. I'm a lock in. That's what a real dog is. A real dog can flip that switch, go cold turkey, and get in his bag to get the results that he want to get. You can't say you really want something if you're not willing to flip that switch, no matter how hard it is. Flip the switch and get in your bag. Put in the work that everybody else can't do or having a hard time doing so you can get to where you're trying to go. What up, though, YouTube? It's your boy Big Takeover checking in again. We back with another one, man. We over here at the Dawg House. It's early today, Tuesday. I got off work at 7, man. Got to work at 5. It wasn't no power, so I utilized that good PTO. But I was gonna have to take the day off early anyway. My youngest daughter is getting her tonsils removed today, so I came in here to get an early session in because I know I probably won't be able to get in here later. You know, I'm gonna be tending to my child fatherly duties. But we're gonna get in here and get this work in, man. Y'all know we on prep. We're a little over 7 weeks out. So we gotta keep putting in that work, putting in that pain. I ain't gonna hold you, man. Today, so far, man, the boy has been tired. This is the most tired I've been throughout prep this far, man. I don't know what's going on. The boy was tired. And I got good sleep last night, I thought. My battery, my watch says my body battery was like almost 80 this morning when I got up. So I don't know, usually it's like 40. To be honest, my body battery is like 40 when I wake up in the morning. It was 80 today. And I was more tired today than I be when it be 40. So I don't know, I guess it's just, you know, the prep kicking in as we get closer. But, you know, there ain't no excuse. We still here, gotta put in that work, put in that pain. Outwork everybody, you heard? So today we got shoulders and chest. Y'all know I like to start my shoulder workouts with chest, with bench press. So we're gonna warm up with the bench press. I wish I'd have got here a little earlier. They just not turning the music on. But we gonna get it going, man. I gotta get up out of here in about an hour or less. So we gonna make it happen, guys. Now today, my goal is to hit that 405 for a 12 piece, man. Y'all know a couple videos ago when we was squatting and bro hit, when he hit 405 for 12, and I jumped in and hit the 405 for 11. I don't like that. I got to redeem myself. So I'm going to take that 405 for us, man. Hopefully I can get a set of 12 out of it. But we're going to play it how it go, man. Let's get it. Drop them hundreds. See if I can get up, wake up. Yeah, I feel a little off today, man, but y'all know. Usually when I get that iron in my hand and get to moving it around, I get to waking up, get the blood flowing, that pre-work kicking in. But you know, hopefully, you know, you always listen to your body, guys. Don't force it. That's what I would like to do. I would like to take the 405 for a set of 12. But if I ain't feeling it, I'm not gonna force it, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you have to adapt to your training, especially when you're getting deeper and deeper into a deficit on prep. You adapt to how you feel that day. You know what I mean? That's why it's very important to train as hard as you can when you're in a surplus. So that way, when you get into a deficit, you know, when you have to let off the gas a little bit on certain days, you can do so, you know. You know, people say you can't grow in a deficit or you can't grow on prep. And I highly disagree, bro. Yeah, you're in a deficit, but you still can grow, in my opinion. You know, I know it may not make sense scientifically, But when you pay attention to your body, you can see your body growing. Like it's clothes, like for example, the outfit that I had on yesterday, it's clothes that I could fit when I wasn't on prep that I put on now and they're too small. I weigh less, you know, I'm less body fat, but I'm still can't fit my clothes. So that means I'm building muscle as I'm burning body fat, as I'm getting leaner. You know what I mean? So that's just my logic on it. You know, everybody have different mindsets or standpoints or beliefs when it comes to bodybuilding, when it comes to science, when it comes to prep. But at the end of the day, nobody can argue you with what you're actually doing in real time. You know what I mean? Let's get this set too. Woo! We're gonna play it up. We ain't gonna do much on chest. You know, we just do enough work to get the chest nice and pumped up, then we're gonna go on to them shoulders. I said it's a shoulder day, but shoulders are typically fast. Shoulder press, lateral raises, front raises, rear delts, and that's it, you know what I mean? So I like to throw in the bench press just to kind of be in here a little longer, and also just kind of fill out the whole top nest, the whole top shelf, the chest and the shoulders, you know what I mean? So let's play it up. Yep. Yeah, some of y'all may see I got a little body work done yesterday towards the end of my leg workout. Bro had worked on my lats, my serratus. Man, my serratus is so sore, bro. It was a knot right here that he broke down. It's so sore. So somebody had made mention if I could show my body work and recovery things in my video. I actually have an appointment Saturday. So we're gonna do some body work Saturday, and then Sunday we're gonna do a mobility day, you know what I mean? Because mobility is just as important as lifting. You know, you still wanna be able to move the muscle, you know what I mean? You don't wanna just be so big to where you're not agile and mobile, you know? And also when you're agile and mobile, not only will your lifts be more comfortable, will your lifts increase, but you will look more like an athlete. You'll look, you know, you won't look so stiff. So, you know, my goal, I want to be swollen out of control, but I also want to look like an athlete. I want to be able to move as well, still be able to run, jump, do things like that, you know what I mean? So pay attention to that mobility, man. It's not a flex to not be mobile. You know what I mean? Dudes be thinking because they big that it's okay and it's a flex that they aren't mobile. That's not a flex. The body work hurt like a mofo, but it's definitely worth it, guys. Let's go. Trying to wake up. Yeah. Oh yeah, come on, boy. Yep. Trying to get in that bag, man. Trying to wake up. Ain't no tired. Thing is, everybody get tired at this point in prep. But it's what separates first place from no place is the people who push through when they tired. You expected to be tired. You just gotta push through, bro. Push through, keep digging, man, keep working. If you ain't tired at this point in prep, if you ain't starting to feel it, then you ain't on schedule. You know what I mean? That's why guys be asking, do I train twice a day? No, if I'm able to train twice a day, especially in a deficit, I'm not in there putting in no pain. You know what I mean? I'm not working hard enough. If you really giving it your all your first session, there's no need to go back for another weight training session. Cardio, yes, you know, if you prepping. But to bang weight, no. If you give it your all in that first training session, there's no point, there's no reason for you to go back for a second time that day to get more work in a deficit. Even in a surplus, I don't do that. You know what I mean? When I'm in a surplus, I really push it because I'm well fed. You know what I mean? Hey, let's get it. Let's plate up. Slowly climbing that ladder, guys. We up to 315. And as you can see, I make every rep count, every set count. You know, like I always say, I like to bang weight, but I want to get my quality reps in as well. You know, I'm not powerlifting, I'm not bodybuilding, I'm power building. So I still get my reps in as a powerlifter would, but I work up, as a bodybuilder would, but I work up to sets and weight rather as a powerlifter would. Let me say that again. I still get reps like a bodybuilder would, but I still work up to weight like a powerlifter does. You know what I mean? So that's why I call it power building, because I'm getting the reps, you know, the volume, but I'm banging the weight as a powerlifter. So I'm getting the bodybuilder reps and volume and the powerlifter weight. You know what I mean? That's why I say the goal is to make heavyweight light. The goal is to take powerlifter weight and rep it like a bodybuilder. You know what I mean? With clean form, no powerlifting form, no bodybuilding form, strict form like as they did back in the days. The OG form is what I like. You know what I mean? I take very good pride in my form. On every exercise, I try to perfect the form as much as I can. I don't tweak my form to make the exercise easier. The exercise isn't supposed to be easier. The exercise is supposed to place stress on the muscle. So I never really understood why guys are, you know, when it comes to big bench press, you know, have a super wide grip or a big arch in their back to shorten the range of motion. The goal is to be swole and strong. The exercise was designed to be performed the way that they performed it back in the days. I'm not one of those guys who like to reinvent the wheel, who try to reinvent the wheel. I like to do what's proven to work. You know what I mean? Like I say all the time, guys like to look like the golden era bodybuilders, but they don't want to train like the golden era bodybuilders. You didn't see Arnold and them with the huge arch in their back and a super wide grip to shorten the range of motion. They wanted to get under the stress. They wanted to get under the tension, you know, from the weight. That's what makes you grow. Putting the stress on the muscle is what makes the muscle grow, because in order for the muscle to grow, you have to break down the muscle properly first. You know what I mean? Then that's when you go to the process of recovery and growth. You know what I mean? But in order to grow, you must break down the muscle. Yeah, easy way, baby. Yeah, let's plate up. Yeah. All right, guys. So I ain't get that 12 like I wanted, but I got a nice 10 piece. I'm satisfied with that 10 piece, especially considering how I'm feeling today. I'm tired, you know, feel a little exhausted. When I got home, I took a little power nap out there, ate my pre-workout meal. Then when I pulled up to the gym, I dozed off for like another 10 minutes. So I got 10, that's really good. Like I said, we're in a deficit. I'm still maintaining the hit. You know, 10 reps with 405 on the bench press. I'm still maintaining the hit. 10 reps with 495 on squats, 10 or 12. So, you know, that's why I always tell folks, bro, continue to touch the heavy weight as you cut. You know, not only are you going to maintain the fullness and the dense look, but you'll maintain your strength as well. You know what I mean? Don't start a cut or a prep and just automatically switch to lightweight high reps. The way you build your physique is the way you maintain your physique. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with anything else. When you was in school, the way that you got A's is the way that you maintain A's. You keep your foot on the gas and keep working. You know what I mean? But that's it for the chest. We ain't gonna do too much on the flat press anyway. I might throw in some incline machine press after shoulder press. I'm gonna get some shoulder press in next. Like I say, I like to do all of my heavy compound type movements first and then end off on the accessory movements as I get fatigued. So we'll go over there and give maybe 6 sets on the shoulder press, plate loaded shoulder press, and then we'll see how we feel, and that'll determine whether or not I'm gonna do incline press. You know, I am gonna throw in some calves today. I've been neglecting calves a lot. Joker's been saying I ain't got no wheels, you know, so I gotta make sure I keep training them calves. It's boring, but it's very much needed. But let me clean up my mess right here, man, and we'll be back at the shoulders. If y'all still here, drop them hundreds in the comment section. For bench programs, I'm still offering a 6-week bench press program for $25. For a 6-week power building program and a diet, nutrition plan customized to your goals, I'm doing it for $100, man. Both 2 for $100. You're not gonna find that deal nowhere else. No cookie cutter diet, straight customized. You know what I mean? So if you're interested in programming, be sure to email me at 314thetakeover@gmail.com and we can get you squared away. Only thing I ask, bro, is when you email me, please be ready to start. Please don't email me, you know, asking a bunch of questions and things like that and then ghost me and stop responding. You know, I don't like that. It's like a waste of time, bro. I want serious people only. You know, I take my craft very serious. I put a lot of time and effort into, you know, creating programs and customizing diets. Please don't waste my time, guys. So now we on to this machine shoulder press. You know, I've been getting asked a lot lately, why do I do machine shoulder press now opposed to dumbbell shoulder press? It's all about growth, bro. You know, like I said, we're a little over 7 weeks out. It's about growth and development, building the shoulders. You have to choose the exercises. That's what's going to help you build and develop your body to the best of your ability. I noticed since I started doing shoulder press on the machine, excuse me, my shoulders responded a lot better than, you know, doing shoulder press on the dumbbells. You know, I was able to shoulder press the 150s on dumbbells, but I wasn't getting a good contraction and a good pump as I do on the machines. I guess it's kind of like, I like the machines that sit straight up and down and put the tension right on the shoulders. So that could be the biggest part, because when I was doing dumbbell shoulder press, I would let the seat back just a notch. So, you know, it's just all about finding what works for you, experimenting, switching it up. You know, like I say, it's when you prepare for a bodybuilding show, you want to do bodybuilding. You want to build your body as a bodybuilder. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you're getting compared to other bodybuilders. You want to win. The goal is to win. So you have to do what it takes in order for you to develop and build your physique well enough for you to win. Set one over here, guys. We're gonna do 6 sets over here. After this is downhill, man. It's easy work. Tell me, what do you like? A whole lot of floor play right before you get it started. Yeah, me on top. You want a bottom type party. Yep. Oh yeah. Let's play it up, baby. Hush. Nice and easy, baby. You know, I get asked oftentimes as well, what's my favorite rep range? 8 to 10. You know, if I'm doing something super heavy, like on the bench press or a squat or a deadlift, then I settle for a 6, a hard 6. If it's a PR type deal, like, you know, if I'm doing a weight that I know I can't get 8 and I get 6, then I'd be satisfied with it. But when I found 8 reps is my sweet spot for the power builder style training, you know, without doing too much volume. Because back in my younger days, I used to train with so much volume, guys, you know, like a ton of volume. And we would do so many sets and reps in one exercise. And as I got older and more educated, I quickly found out, well, it took me a little time, it wasn't quick, but over time I found out that much volume isn't needed. You know, you wanna do just enough to break down the muscle, you know, to do the damage to the muscle so you can get up out of there and start the recovery process. That's why as you can see, maybe if you go back and watch some of my older videos, you will see that I used to do a lot of sets. Now I kind of tapered it down. After my compound exercise, like my first movement, then I tapered it down to do like 3 or 4 sets, you know, of 8 to 10 reps. You know what I mean? Hopefully I don't get popped for this music, man. But that's good. Let's next set. All right, guys, what's this, set 5? We're gonna take this forward for a spin. We hit the top set. You're gonna take this for a spin, go down to 3, take that for a spin. Then the rest is gonna be downhill. I'm not gonna do incline chest press today. I'm gonna get that detail work and get up out of here. It's almost time to go anyway. It's almost time to go. It's 10:35. We gotta be at the hospital at 12. And I still gotta do my 15 minutes post-workout cardio on the stud stepper. Then I gotta go home and eat my post-workout meal. They got this music entirely too loud, man. Shoot. Last set right here. Ush. 1, 2. That's Sersky. So today we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna go back to, you know, some cables for the front raises. I'm gonna do cable raises instead of dumbbell raises. So I'll see y'all over there. We're gonna keep it brief over here. 3 sets of 10, front cable raises. Stand right up in it. No swinging, no jerking. You ain't gotta go extremely heavy on this exercise. As long as you putting all the tension on the front delts. I got 100 pounds on here, bro. Control the weight. Get a good contraction at the top, control that negative. You're gonna get a nice pump, bro. I mean, like I always tell folks, certain exercises you go heavy on, certain exercises are relatively not light, but you know, a decent weight. If you have to jerky swing into the weight, it's too heavy because you're taking stress off the delts by incorporating momentum to get the weight up. You know what I mean? These are key exercises that you really want to utilize and put into your training to really build the delts. You know what I mean? The front delts make the physique look crazy. Whether you hitting front shots, side shots, or if you hitting rear double biceps. You know what I mean? You can see them front delts if you build them big enough. So you really put emphasis and take your time and train front delts correctly. Big chest. One more. Well, 3, because I got to hit them calves. We're going to do 3 sets of 10 over here. I said this is another exercise where you don't have to go extremely heavy. Make sure you're controlling it, getting a good negative. You know, getting a good contraction at the back of the movement. That way, if you're getting a good contraction, a good negative, you're guaranteed to get a good pump. If you're just moving a weight, you want to experience what a pump is. You know, I don't know, y'all hear me talk about the defined pump a lot of times. As you can see, the defined pump give you a nasty pump. But in order for you to experience the nasty pump, you first have to learn how to contract the muscle, how to get blood into the muscle. You know, once you learn how to get blood into the muscle, the defined pump is gonna do its job and you're gonna experience nasty pumps, bro. For that defined pump and pre, y'all hit the defined nutrition link down in the description, man. It'll give you a discount at checkout. All you have to do is pick your products. If you go to there after this from the link, just pick your product, it'll apply the discount automatically. Oh yeah, we got one more. All right, guys, we almost done. I'm gonna have to do my calves and abs off camera because it slows me down. I gotta hurry up and get up out of here. They just called me. They be getting ready to head out, so. Let me get this angle right, man. If you ain't gonna do it right, don't do it at all, you heard? Let that seat up a bit. I really hope this music don't mess up my video, man. Dang, bro, what's going on? Maybe I gotta let it down, so. There we go. Let it down. Yep. Two. We do 3 sets of 12 on this one. You know, lateral raises is a very key exercise for me. Like I said, man, shoulders has always been a weak point of mine. So if I'm talking loud, it's because I'm trying to talk over the music so I don't get flagged. But shoulders have always been a weak body part of mine. So, you know, I'm still experimenting with different things to see how I can bring my shoulders up. I can tell that they've grown from the changes in my training that I've made over the past year, but we still want to continue to build them. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like I said, we building the body. So it's always something to be worked on. The goal is to continue to grow. You don't want to go super fast or ridiculously fast. You want to grow while maintaining lean tissue. Like, my goal is to look good year round. I don't believe in a dirty bulking. You know, y'all know, some of y'all probably was here when I was eating a lot or whatever, you know, after I dropped out of USA's. But as you can see, I got up to 260 and I still had abs. Reason being is, when you bang a lot of compound exercises, you utilize way more food opposed to someone who just do strictly machines all day. You know what I mean? Y'all see when I was up there, I banging bench, deadlifts, and squats, you know, very frequent. I still do it frequently, but I was really on it then. You know, when I eat a lot of food, I really love to go crazy on the weights as far as the compound exercises. That's what builds the dense, thick muscle tissue, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So let's get set to, we're gonna add a little weight. That was too light. We can go to 150 for these last two. Yep. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, guys, so that's it for the video. I'm gonna knock out my 15 minutes on the stairs post-workout cardio. Then I'm gonna hit 3 sets of 10 calf raises, 3 sets of 10 of abs. So I'm gonna do those real quick so I can get up out of here. And then we're gonna head, I gotta go home and eat real quick. And we're gonna head to the hospital, get this procedure done, man. Yeah, so that's it, bro. I appreciate y'all rocking with your boy, man. Like I say, we a little under 8 weeks out. It's starting to get real. As y'all can see, man, got a nasty pump. You know, feeling good for the most part. You know, as I got moving, I started to wake up a bit. You know, tomorrow gonna be a rest day. A much needed rest day. But we gonna go sell some cookies at Coalition Friday. So tomorrow, me and Callie, well, today and tomorrow, me and Callie gonna start prepping for Friday. We gonna, cause Saturday we took 32 cookies, and she sold out in 25 minutes. So we're gonna try to bring upwards of 100 cookies this time. And also, man, shout out to everybody, bro, who donated to my daughter, man, cookie business, man, who sent me Venmo, Zelles, Cash Out, who donated to the channel for her business, man. That means a lot, bro. I really appreciate y'all's support, man. And not only does it mean a lot to me, it means a lot to her as well, man, because, you know, the kids are our future, bro. You know, and that's an idea that she came up with on her own. You know, she asked me to invest. I invested. You know, I made her make a list. She learned the ingredients of how to make it. She learned what ingredients to purchase. She learned the steps needed, you know, how to make it, you know, how to measure the ingredients and how much of what. And she designed the cookies on her own. I'm just there to help and to manage, to make sure that she's being sanitary and to make sure that she's not rushing, skipping steps. But other than that, that's her, man. So I appreciate y'all for showing that love, bro. But let me get up out of here, man. Got to be 50 in. I started my watch a bit late, so about an hour. Let me knock out this quick 15, man. I'll see y'all on the next one. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, drop the hundreds in the comment section, hit the hype button, and if you're interested in programs or online coaching, email me at 314thetakeover@gmail.com. I'll catch y'all on the next one.